Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily and I just wanted to start off this video by kind of like apologizing to you guys and just letting you guys know that I am new to this YouTube situation. So the reason why I haven't really been getting videos out is because I am just not used to kind of like recording all the time and pushing out content and things like that. So if you guys would like, I would really love it if you guys like bear with me and just really still like stuck around, because I am wanting to push out more content and like create a following and everything like that for you guys. And I hope that you guys are doing well, and if you like my videos, please subscribe. And I do have some like older videos that I posted not too long ago and things like that, but yeah, this is like one of the first videos that I've posted in this new year. If not, then it's the only video I've posted in this new year, but I want to change that and push out more content for you guys. So today I am back with a haul, and I love watching hauls. They're honestly like one of my favorite videos to watch. I love seeing like what's new and what people are interested in buying, and if they've tried out the products like I have today in today's video, then they can just like tell me about like the new products that they bought, and then I can get recommendations from there. So I'm just gonna start off. This is just some makeup that I have purchased. I'm just trying to make sure that I didn't forget anything. This is some makeup that I have purchased like in the past couple months. I haven't really been buying too much makeup. Just really been trying to use what I have, and I am getting bored of what I have, and I always have been one to purchase new makeup. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start with that stuff. So I'm gonna start off with a order that I placed on Kylie Cosmetics of a little purchase that I made of just 3 items, and I want to show you the first thing I got. This is the Kylie Cosmetics concealer. This is like her only concealer that she has, and it is in the shade Oak, and I've only used it once because I got too dark of a shade, so I'll kind of do a little bit of a swatch and I'll show you. Like, that's the shade right there, and it's a little bit too dark for me right now. I've used it once and I did like the coverage on it. I don't know how much I actually liked it from like not creasing and things like that, but I still have to test it out because I did only use it one time. But it is a little bit dark, so I'm definitely going to be testing this out once the warmer months come along and I have a little bit of a tan. So I'll definitely be testing that out, and if you guys are interested, I will let you guys know what I think about it. The next product that I purchased from Kylie Cosmetics is her high glosses. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, her high glosses. These are so beautiful. She's actually coming out, today is Wednesday. She's coming out with new high glosses on Thursday, which is tomorrow, and they all look so beautiful, and the ones that she already has out look beautiful. This one was like really intriguing to me. This one is in the shade Clear, and it's the only one I purchased. I'm not much of a gloss girl. I'm actually gonna put some on right now. Let me just show you the packaging. The packaging is gorgeous. I love the font with the pink, and then this is like a clear gloss with a little bit of like a pink hue, and she has another gloss. I think it's coming out in her collection on Thursday that is called Crystal, and that one is just like a gloss that has no color to it at all. So as you can see, like this one right here has a little bit of like a pink hue to it. That's what that looks like, and I think it's really pretty. I've been into gloss more recently, but I'm normally not a gloss girl, but I have been loving like the Fenty beauty glosses and things like that. And then the last thing I purchased from the Kylie Cosmetics website is this loose highlighter. This is in the shade Santorini. It is so blinding, and I'll just show you what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. It's like a beautiful champagne, kind of pinky kind of champagne color. I just use a little brush like this. This is from Morphe. This is the M510. I get my brush wet, dip it in the highlighter so it sticks better, and then I just apply it like that. I'm not wearing it today, but I love that highlighter. It's really, if you're looking for a blinding highlight, that is a really good one. And then that's all the stuff that I purchased from Kylie Cosmetics. So from Sephora, I have purchased the new Fenty Beauty concealers and powders. And this is the concealer. This is what it looks like. It is in the shade 240. If you guys didn't know, the foundation is a perfect match to the concealer, or the concealer is a perfect match to the foundation. If you are in the shade 240 for the foundation, you're going to be the shade 240 for the concealer, and that is my shade 240 for the foundation. The concealer, I think, is what the Fenty Beauty team said, was that the concealer was just a little bit lighter than the foundation, but overall it's a really good match if you get the same color numbers. But yeah, packaging is gorgeous. It's honestly just like a mini version of the foundation. This concealer is super creamy. It has a doe foot applicator. It glides on really nicely. It doesn't dry right away, so you can kind of just like leave it on the under eyes before blending it out, and you're all perfect to like blend it out like 2 minutes later. Honestly, I find I'm wearing it today, and I don't really find that it creases too much, especially if I bake with it underneath. If I take a loose powder and I bake, it's really nice. So I love this concealer. Like I said, super creamy and easy to work with. And then for the powder, this is the Fenty Beauty. The packaging is gorgeous. Mine's a little bit dusty, but this is the Fenty Beauty Loose Pro Filter powder in the shade Banana. I was a little bit tied on what shades I should get. I knew Banana was probably going to match my skin tone perfectly, but to kind of brighten, I think I would be better off going with the shade Butter, which is a little bit lighter than Banana, because Banana's a little bit too dark for me to bake with underneath my eyes. So I have a little bit of a problem with baking with this powder underneath my eyes, but to kind of clean up the contour line and then just to set the rest of my face, I love Banana for that. This powder is very smoothing. It kind of fills in the pores a little bit. Doesn't look too powdery on the face or anything, and looks gorgeous if you were to use a setting spray on top of it just to kind of soak up any extra powders. The smell is really, really nice. I can't really smell it right now because my nose is a little bit stuffed up, but it kind of just smells like a buttery, kind of vanilla-y perfume type of smell, which is really, really lovely. And then I went to the drugstore and I picked up some drugstore goodies. A lot of the stuff I'm wearing on my face right now, so I'll just go ahead and get started. For foundation, I wanted to pick up a new foundation because I am running out of one of my favorite foundations, which is the Vitalist Healthy Elixir by CoverGirl. I decided to pick up a foundation. Usually I wouldn't get a foundation right when I'm kind of transitioning between, like, when it's March and it's kind of like the end of winter, early spring, just because my skin tone will be changing. But I figured if, you know, I could just use this one up, and then since I just bought it, I could have it for next year and then buy, or just use one of my other foundations that matches me better if I do have a tan. So this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Stick Foundation. I got mine in the shade Classic Ivory. So I used this foundation for the first time the other day, or actually it was yesterday, and when I first put it on, honestly, I was blending it out, and I just applied it like this straight onto my face. And I'm wearing it today, as you can probably see on my face. So I was blending out this foundation with a damp beauty sponge, and I realized that it was just kind of looking like it was piling up on my skin in a weird and not good looking way. It kind of just looked like it wasn't melting into my skin. It was just kind of sitting on top of my skin. And if you guys have seen, who is it? Oh, I can't even remember her name. I'm just not even gonna mention it. But I was watching a YouTuber's video. I don't even remember her name. And she was reviewing this foundation, and I had watched the review after I put on the foundation for the first time, and I was completely agreeing with everything that she was saying, how the foundation just kind of stuck to her pores, didn't really blend seamlessly into her skin. It kind of just looked like it was sitting on top, and that's exactly how I felt with this foundation after putting it on for the first time. And so yeah, I just wasn't a fan of it, but I just figured, like, okay, let's just keep going. Let's do concealer and powder and the rest of the face, makeup and things like that, and you know, blend it all out and have it work, and just try and work with it. So after blending it out with my sponge, setting it with powder, it seemed to really kind of conform with my skin and blend and soak and just merge with my skin and look a lot better. So I was very happy with that. I guess it just kind of took a little bit of time. Like I probably said before, or I'm saying it for the first time, makeup is a process, and when you first apply it, you know, you're gonna need to blend it, you're gonna need for it to kind of soak into the skin, and you're gonna need for your powder to sit on top of your skin. You're gonna look crazy, but then at the end process, it's gonna come together. So that's what this foundation really did for me, is it really worked out in the end, and I think that the finish is actually really flawless. And one thing I did notice about this foundation is that it's really, really, really lightweight. When you first apply it onto your face, you kind of don't really feel like you're applying anything onto your face, and it just feels really nice, and yeah, like I said, lightweight. So I would say that this foundation was worth it for the price. This is how much you get in the container, which isn't the most, but it is very, very cheap, and I think I would recommend it for people who just want a cheaper foundation. And I would just want you guys to try it out and see if it works for you, because like I said, at the end it did kind of melt into my skin and just look really, really nice. So next I decided to pick up this CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Powder. This powder is fortified with vitamins E, B3, and B5, and it's just like a healthier kind of powder for your face. And you know, because the makeup that we buy, or the makeup that I buy, has a bad rap, and it just sometimes it's not the best for your skin to absorb. So this one, I'm not saying it's healthy, but it has vitamins in it, which can't be too bad. So this one is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Powder. I've already said I love the packaging. It's just like the little lines on it, like the pink, the white, and then the black is just like really sleek. And this is what the powder actually looks like. I got mine in the shade Buff Beige, and I really like this powder a lot. Like, okay, so when I apply this to my face, I take a powder brush like this, just kind of dip it in, and then I will pat the powder into my skin, and then I will buff it out. But this powder really kind of just like fills in your pores, makes everything very seamless. I don't get as much creasing around my mouth as I would normally get with like any foundation and just like a loose setting powder, because that's what I normally set my face with. So using this just really minimizes the creasing around my mouth. It's the formula is very, very buttery smooth. It's almost like a cream product because of how buttery and smooth it is, but it's definitely a powder. It's just so creamy. It's not like creamy, but it's just so smooth and buttery that that kind of reminds you of something like creamy. But I really like this foundation, and the coverage is there. Like, there's a lot of coverage. It's very pigmented. If you are someone who doesn't, this could honestly pass for a powder foundation. So if you're someone who likes more of a natural finish look, I would either just opt for this powder foundation as just your foundation, or not even apply it after foundation, because it's going to give you that extra boost of coverage. But if you love full coverage, I would do the whole foundation and then this powder, because you're just going to be like looking like plastic. You're going to be looking very full coverage, which is, I personally love that look. And then I have 4 more things left to show you guys. This is the Milani Tea Rose Powder Blush. This packaging, or this blush imprint, is beautiful. It is just like a little flower, and this is the shade that I picked up. I just needed more of like a pinkier, kind of rosier blush in my collection, because the only blushes that I actually really buy are like dark maroons, peaches, and then like barely there blushes, which is just like looks like a bronzer half the time. So I just decided I would pick up something a little bit different, and I was inspired by getting this blush because I have seen the newest Jouer blush palette, which this reminded me of like some of the blushes, or one of the blushes in there. So I decided this would be like a really pretty blush to just apply. I'm wearing it today, and I really, really love it. They're really smooth and pigmented. And then the next product I picked up, which I've heard a bunch of people raving about, is the Soleil Baked Bronzer by Milani. This is just like a shimmery bronzer, and I thought it was going to be a lot darker on the skin than it actually is, but it's really nice. I don't know how well it'll work for me if I have a little bit of a darker skin tone in the summer. But I really like it. It blends really nice, looks really smooth. As for shimmer, I can't really notice like a good amount of shimmer on my skin. I feel like this would be a really nice bronzer topper just to kind of seamlessly blend everything together. If you're kind of afraid of shimmers in your bronzer, then just, you know, use it as a bronzer topper just to, like I said, blend everything together. But I wasn't seeing too much shimmer in this bronzer when applying it to my face. It's really, really pretty though. It has like gold flecks in it. And I just apply it with a angled brush like this. Alright, the last two products that I have, this is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost City Shield Water Gel Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 25. Since the winter months are coming to an end, and I know you should be wearing sunscreen all the time, I just know that it's going to be a lot more sunnier coming up, so I wanted to protect my skin because everyone says always wear sunscreen, and sun damage is a real thing. You can get premature wrinkles, sunspots, just a lot of bad things come with when your skin is exposed directly to the sun, skin cancer, things like that. So I just decided to pick this hyaluronic acid one up. I picked up the hyaluronic acid because I know that hyaluronic acid does absorb really well into your skin, and I like to apply a moisturizer and a sunscreen, two separate things. So I decided to have my moisturizer be like the richer kind of moisturizer, and then the SPF be just like something that absorbs quickly into your skin that doesn't really leave such a radiance. So I decided to go with this one. I love it. It's so hydrating, but again, just kind of sinks into your skin. It does have hyaluronic acid, like I said, and antioxidants, so it's really, really nice. And then the last thing that I got is this Wet n Wild Photo Focus Rose 3-in-1 Primer Water Prep, Set, and Refresh. So this is a primer water. You can also use it as a setting spray or just like a little refresher. It is pretty tiny, but like I said, Wet n Wild, you can get stuff really cheap for their products, so I'm not really too disappointed about the size of this. They also have two other scents. This one's in the shade Rose. I know that they have cucumber, and I think coconut is the other scent. But I really wanted to get all three, but I was just like, you know what, no, just stick with one and you should be happy with that. But I love it so far. It really does set your makeup really nice. Doesn't leave any kind of like blotches on your face that some sprays might do. It doesn't have a bad spray to it. I'll kind of spray it. The spray really covers a lot of surface. Like, you really only need a couple sprays if you're gonna cover the whole face. But it just makes all the powder form into my skin and things like that. So I really love this setting spray, and maybe I will get the other two, I'm not sure. And then there is one more product I wanted to show you guys because I just forgot about this one. This is the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. This is the remastered version, and look at how gorgeous that is. Like, you could just see the detail in this packaging. When I go like this, you can see the reflectors in her eyeshadow and her lips, also in the roses, and it's just so pretty. This is what the palette looks like. This palette was the priciest thing I've ever bought makeup wise. This was $65, and I just figured, like, okay, I'm honestly someone who loves to do eyeshadow looks, and I just like, other palettes, more cheaper palettes, have not been doing it for me for like color combinations, because I'm someone to just use one palette and stick with that for my whole look, and I just really love the tones of this palette. As you can tell from my eyeshadow today, I love warm tones and pink shades and burgundy shades, and some palettes that I do recommend, first of all, is also by Huda Beauty, and this is the Ruby Obsessions palette. This is exactly what I'm wearing on my eyes today. I love this palette. As you can see, I fit pan on two shadows. I also love the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I also love the ABH Modern Renaissance, and so this was just kind of like another palette like that. Just had very gorgeous shimmers, really nice mattes. This color right here like was really the standout color for this whole palette for me, and I've definitely created a lot of looks with this palette, and I love how these eyeshadows blend. Do I think it's worth the $65? You do get a lot of eyeshadows, and they are really pigmented and easy to blend. Do I think other palettes kind of do the same thing that are cheaper? Yes, I do. Like, these ones by Huda Beauty are her eyeshadow formula, obviously, because it's her eyeshadows, but they are only $27 or something like that, which is a lot cheaper than $50 or $65. but like these just come with so many eyeshadows and they're really, really pretty. So if you're someone who loves makeup and you really want to get it, I would say get it, because it's not a bad eyeshadow palette or anything like that. But if you guys want tutorials or anything, just let me know if you guys want tutorials, hauls, routines, I don't know, anything. You guys just let me know and I will be able to do that for you guys. And just send some requests down below and give this video a thumbs up if you guys liked it. I know this video was a little bit longer, but I'm going to try and cut it down to be shorter, because sometimes long videos just ain't the move, or maybe they are, I don't know. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for this video, and I guess I'll just talk to you guys in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.